You're listening to KPMM Kansas City with your radio host, Dr. Trey. Hey, I'm here for another exciting edition of Conversations with Dr. Trey. And today I have my brother and my friend on the phone, Brother Ernest J. Lee. What's up, man? How are you?
Man, what's going on, my brother? Man, it's good to hear your voice and good to be with you today, man.
Hey, man, it's good to have you on the show. I'm excited to talk to you today.
Likewise, man. Likewise, brother.
Yeah, so before we get into the interview, just do me a quick favor. Tell the people a little small history of yourself, where you're from, and how you got started in the music industry.
Originally born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Started on drums at age 7, keyboard age 10. Start writing songs around 13, 14, just trying to write, edit. And my church was a church that we did our own music. So that was a good training ground to have that kind of gift that I had, that just, I never took lessons. So, to just be able to flow and write. So one day Fred Hammond came, right when he started Radical for Christ in 94, I believe it was. 92, and I'm telling my age, but 92 or 93, somewhere around in there, 94, I believe it was. And he was a guest psalmist that day. So we kind of flowed with him at the end of the song. And that very next day, me and the drummer went up to Face to Face Studios, and I got a chance to see him work. Okay. And so when I saw him work, that just solidified what I wanted to do. So, at that age, I went to college for accounting, but music has always been my passion. So that's how I really got started, just seeing those experiences right there. And, of course, I did a few gigs with him, wrote some songs with him. So it's been amazing, man. From there, it just took off.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Man, listen, you said something. You said Detroit. I'm a Michigan baby myself.
Really?
Flint, whoa, Michigan.
What? Oh, wow. I didn't know that, brother. The Flint.
Yes, sir.
Flintstones. Okay.
Yes, I'm a Flintstone. Okay. Flintstone.
I ain't mad at you, brother.
Yes, sir. And we were in Detroit a lot. We have family in Detroit. We have family in Benton Harbor, Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We all Michiganites.
One of my clients is in Benton Harbor, from Benton Harbor, Lamont McCoy.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. So, that's what's up. And Uncle Fred, as we all call him, he seems to have been the starting ground for a lot of us.
Yeah, well, that he came at that time of that worship explosion.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times people they go by the trends, and we're personality driven. So people, if they like you, they'll follow you. So he came at the right time during those times, and I think it just enhanced what he was already doing.
Absolutely, I agree. So rumor has it is you have a single out called "Victory Is Mine." Is that the truth?
That's the truth, sir.
Oh, that's the honest to God truth that my grandma used to say.
Yes, sir.
Listen,
Victory Is Mine.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, in this life, not to sound churchy or cliche-ish, but going through this life, we really do experience trials, tribulations, and things, man. And sometimes, we can hear so much word, we kind of get dull to the word or numb to the word. But sometimes some of that old stuff come back to you, man. And when I was having some personal challenges the last few years, man. I was sitting in my studio about 6 months ago now,
mm-hmm.
and I had that track, and I said, man, I'm about to write something to this track, and I had already kind of written a little bit to it, but it's like, man, something just told me to enhance it, man. So I went back in and I flipped it, that old "Victory Is Mine, Victory Is Mine." I told Satan to get me behind. I'm like, let me put a fresh twist on this,
mm-hmm.
and it was a testimony to me first. So it's kind of like my declaration, my testimony about, you had to declare the end of some things. The Bible says, call those things as not as though they were. We know that that's God doing that, but we are just like him, so we can do what he does. So sometimes you got to say it even if you don't see it.
That's the word.
You got to confess it even if you don't see that thing. So, I wanted to confess and declare that victory was truly mine.
That's what's up. Let's go back. Let's rewind, play it back, run it back. Okay. All that stuff you said. We are just like God, so we can do what he do.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, huh? The Bible tells us we're little God. We don't see, y'all don't like that kind of teaching. So y'all ain't ready for that, because it sounds like people are putting themselves on the level of God. But no, we are Christ-like. And we're Christ-like, and we're disciples, and we're followers of Jesus Christ, who is our example. Our elder brother, they like to say in the old school church. Then that means and he also said, "Greater work shall you do." Right?
That's what he said.
The greater works. So my whole thing is, what does that mean? Is it literal, or is it just a cliche? Is it just a metaphor? So you got to take some stuff literal and some stuff as a metaphor. But he said, to call those things that are, I mean, the Bible says to call, so Paul said that, to call those things that are not as though they were. But the thing is, Paul was a disciple of Christ too, right? So we can do what Jesus does. All we got to do is follow the blueprint that they set out for us as the Word of God, and let that lead us and guide us.
Listen, after that deep word, give the people your cash app so we can give tithes and offering and dismiss
EJ,
church.
Hey, think I ain't EJ Lee Music. Yep, that's my cash app.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a mighty word from God. Huh?
Yes, sir.
I don't hear nobody talking to me today.
Yes, sir, Doc. But that's what it is. That's what it is, man. I mean, we got to stop letting the word just be on paper or just letting it be, preached to us on Sundays. At the end of the day, man, when are we going to start living this stuff? And people only correlate that living is to holiness. And I understand that too. But sometimes, why some of the Christians, I'm going to get in trouble again, but I don't care because my ticket already paid for that. That's just But some people, they refuse to understand that you have to get up and do something, man. God, yes, he's made a way. He's died. He's on the cross and he rose again and all this stuff and we holy. But guess what? Why are we some of the most broke people, some of the most unhealthy people, some of the most people that's depressed the most? Because we don't follow the word, man. At the end of the day, you're not going to be perfect, but you have to follow the blueprint.
Listen,
it works.
You stepping on toes today.
Yeah, I know. I hope they got the combat boots on, Doc.
The combat boots. They're going to need it the way you just trampled on them toes. My grandma used to say, tell the truth like a T.I. is, or don't tell it at all.
Like it is, Doc. Yes, sir.
Oh, my God. So, going back to your single after you just dumped on the house with that mighty word, let's talk about the musical production now. I've listened to it, and I'm amazed at the production and the musical renditions that are on this project. Okay. So talk about the music. Did you play all of the songs yourself?
Well, I played the keys. Only thing I didn't play on there was organ. Because sometimes you don't want to play everything. You want to have other people on it with you. But I played most of the keys and aux. And I have my band I've been working with for the last 20 years. My guys from Detroit. Gotcha. Rob Skinner on bass. You got Brooks on drums. Michael Brooks' nephew. And let me see, guitar. Kenny Rocket on guitar. All of them are Detroit cats, man. And we just lock, man. At the end of the day, it's a groove. But the groove got to still be saying something, man. You still got to be saying something with the words too. So I always pride myself on, I'm a 70s baby, so I like funk. My dad was not in church, my mom was, so I'm saying it to say I had the best of both worlds musically. So I had the church stuff, but then my dad would play like some of the Ohio Players and the Temptations and the Funkadelic and stuff like that. So just having that musical background. In that kind of thing, it just influences what I do now. And then think about this. I grew up in the era of key bass, Twinkie Clark, and people understand how Twinkie used to kill that key bass in the musicals. And then Michael Brooks, if you listen to his early stuff on the key bass and clavier, those are people that was kind of like my little musical heroes when I was coming up. So I really infuse a lot of that funk with my music.
Listen, we ain't gonna talk about key bass because when it comes to El Bonita Twinkie Clark and the key bass. So let me tell you, true story. She came to Kansas City one time, and I had the opportunity to serve as an adjutant for her because she came for John McWhorter because he lives here now.
Okay. Yeah.
And I sat behind her while she was on the organ, and first of all, that left hand is wicked.
Yes, it is. I be trying to tell them, Doc, they don't understand.
But
they don't understand.
But that bass pedal foot is just as wicked.
Yes.
She was running that bass line like she was using her hand with her foot.
Man, listen, we grew up in the area, of course she's older than us, but I'm saying we grew up in the area where you had to play. And then people always say Detroit. The thing about Detroit that people don't get is it's not that we just got so much, talent, which what we do. But the thing about that is you got to remember this. You ain't gonna get up there faking and shaking if you ain't ready. And see, you got Thomas Whitfield in the audience.
Yes.
You got Twinkie Clark in the audience. You got Michael Brooks in the audience. You got Rudolph Stanfield in the audience. You got all these great players. Earl Wright,
James Moore,
all these people in the audience. Like you're not gonna get up there, you can't play. And so at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We had to actually learn how to play, and that was our example. And so, anybody with no transpose and all this stuff, you have to learn to play your keys. Even if he wasn't as good in your keys, you still have to learn to play. You got to get through the service.
You got to.
So, and that's the kind of environment that we grew up in. It was more than just, oh, that's Vanessa Bell, or that's the Winans. You know what I'm saying? No, it's like, no, you got to play.
You got to play.
The audience looking at you like, okay, I'm not impressed.
Set him down. And Mama Nessa, her face tells it all.
Yes, exactly. There you go.
Yes, sir. So let's talk about artists, since we're on this right quick. Mm-hmm. I think that Lisa Page Brooks, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Mm-hmm. And Blanche McAllister can go toe to toe with them bottoms for women tenors.
Oh yes, yes sir. I agree, 100%. I had a chance to be up close personal with Lisa Page Brooks. Michael Brooks is one of my guys. I mean,
yes.
When I was younger, and I went out with Whitney. That was one of the first groups I actually played for professionally on the road.
With Witness,
a few gigs with Witness, and I used to see her, just up close and personal. Man, she's underrated.
Very much.
I don't know if it's because she just, she's preaching and she's the first lady and stuff like that. But man, Lisa Page Brooks is I don't get like people don't understand.
I don't get it
and
either.
She's an ad-lib queen. Like, I mean,
yes.
She's never at a loss for words. Like, I mean, Lisa Page Brooks is that deal. Trust me.
Yes. People go crazy over Mama Diane from Cosmos. The Cosmos is the ad-lib queen. But but Lisa's right up there with her.
Oh, yeah.
They can go toe to toe with ad-libs.
Man, let me tell you something. That lady can flat, like my grandma said, she's natural bone sing, doc.
Natural bone. Natural bone singer. That's natural bone. Listen. Natural bone singer. So, we recently had some really, really big hits in our gospel community when it comes to deaths. I mean, the most recent one was Carnell Morrell, which broke my heart.
Man, don't even mention Carnell Morrell. Carnell Morrell, see, we didn't talk. I didn't go into that because you had a brief history. But see, the reason why I ain't even known as a songwriter was because of Carnell Morrell.
Wow.
Carnell Morrell came to Detroit in 2002, and he took me under his wings. I just got signed to a deal with Malaco and all this stuff, but I was kind of not industry like that, man. Mm-hmm. But he came and took me under his wings, man. We used to really, man, he used to go to my house literally every day. I did a tribute post on my Facebook page and Instagram about him, man. He would come to my house and we would just write, man, all day, every day. And so we did Yesterday with Dorinda Clark. We did Majesty with Byron Cage. We did What Do You Do with Dave Hollister. I mean, he's the reason why I was on those big songwriting stages. Carnell Morrell, man, that he's always been fair. Always make sure my publishing was straight. I can't say that about everybody, but he's always been that big musical big brother, man. So he is a giant.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I put out his last song. We just released this last song in January. It's called Lift Up, and it's an old track. But that's my brother. He wanted to put it out, and he would call me any time of the day or night. Lee, man, that's a hit. That's it. And so he called me one day, man, at the beginning of the year and said, man, I was listening to one of them old songs, and I want to put it out, and I put it out, man. So I have the honor and distinct privilege to be able to say that I put out his last record. It's on digital platforms everywhere. It's called Lift Up, Dr. Carnell Morrell, man, and that's a huge loss.
Check this out.
Trust me.
Check this out. When it came out, I interviewed him for that track.
Did you? Okay,
yes.
Wow. Okay.
I did.
That's me on there with him.
Yes, I did a Living Legend segment just for him for that in February of this year.
Wow, I never knew it. That's me on the track with him.
That's what's up.
Brother, yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Hey, I got something that's breaking news that you've heard here first. I got a song that nobody's heard.
Okay.
That is about to smash, and I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I'm saying it's me and Carnell, but we did it years ago. But it sounds like it just was did yesterday, and I'm going to put that out in his honor. I'm just going to wait till the right time. But it's trust me.
That's what's up.
It's going to smash.
That's what's up. Were you on the Prodigal Son project when he was with Savoy?
No, I didn't actually meet Carnell until he was with Wayman on that project he did with Wayman Tisdale. Was it like 2001 or 2?
Yeah.
That's when I came on.
Yeah, because that was in 97, 98, Prodigal Son.
Yeah, it's right after that. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So I asked this question to everybody that comes across the station, and this is my last question.
Okay.
And it is to simply define the work of the cross. What does the work of the cross mean to EJ?
Jesus came, he bled, and he died. We know that. It's a wonderful story, and I'm not diminishing it as such, but it's a wonderful story. But it does not come alive until you make it come alive.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you make it come alive is when you do, again, what he did. At least try to do what he did, at least pattern yourself after what he did. So the cross, to me, means hope. It means doing the work. He carried the cross not only literally, but figuratively and spiritually. So are we carrying the cross of our lives, the things that God has allowed to happen? You know, everything is not the devil. Sometimes we the devil. Sometimes, you know, everything, the devil can't mess with you and mess with me at the same time. He's not omnipresent. So sometimes it's just God allowing things to happen. So are you carrying your cross to do what Jesus did when he hung on the cross? He died, bled, and rose again. But what does that signify? It signifies victory. Victory is mine. So the cross to me means victory. It means hope, and it means salvation. It means doing what Jesus did to make sure that you can live the life that he wants us to live, the abundant life.
Somebody pick me up off the floor.
I thought you was gone, Doctor. I was gonna send an usher over there, Doctor.
Come get the usher, because I'm on the floor. Hand lifted and everything. I'm on the floor, Reverend. You was a bootleg preacher.
Yeah, man. You know, listen, the word is real, but at the end of the day, man, you don't have to. You share the word when God gives you the platform to share it. You know, you don't have to walk around talking about you carrying a briefcase, talking about you this and that.
Right.
Your gift will make room for you, sir, and it will bring you before great men. Believe it.
Absolutely. Hey, before we go, tell everybody where they can purchase your new song at.
My song, Victory Is Mine, as well as my other projects on every digital outlet, Spotify, Pandora, all that. I mean, it's on the best new, Apple Music has on the best new gospel songs on the new and gospel playlist. It's on the Pandora new and gospel playlist. That Victory Is Mine is really doing well right now. Any digital platform is on there. My website is www.ernestjleemusic.org. You can actually purchase music on there as well. IG, I'm EJ Lee Music. On TikTok, Ernest J Lee Music. On Twitter, I'm Ernest J Lee. Any of those places, you connect with me, man, and get their music and go from there.
That's what's up. Guess what I'm getting ready to do now?
What?
I'm finna play the mess out of Victory Is Mine.
Play it, Doc.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from Brother Ernest J. Lee right here on KPMM Kansas City. Hey, I don't want you to touch that radio. I don't want you to touch your iPad, your iPhone, your MacBook. If you got an Android, don't touch that either, because coming up next is Victory Is Mine right here on KPMM Kansas City.